Movie pop SSDC podcast, movie pop-up.
And SeenIt, also Vanilla Sky. Hello.
And today on our weekly recap, sorry guys, we're a couple minutes late, but we was getting some stuff ready for you guys so that we can talk about the new Venom movie part 2 called It's Carnage. Is that what? I just missed that.
Like there will be carnage.
Let there be carnage. Yes.
Let there be carnage.
Let there be carnage. Yes.
And the Spiral, which is spinoff of this.
Spinoff of what? Saw? The book of Saw?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Movie pop up spinoff of the book of Saw.
And we're also.
And I would never watch it.
We're going to also. Well, Stephanie will be there. It's also we're going to talk about Invincible. I got it right that time. Invincible. We're gonna talk about Invincible a little bit. Maybe not dive deeply into it today, but we're going to talk about overall the story of and the comic that came out on Prime, and we also got 2 trailers for y'all that we're going to watch for each of the movies. Thank you to Movie Pop Up. The first one will be Venom, Let There Be Carnage, and then the second one will be for Spiral, and we'll talk about each movie, each preview, and talk about our thoughts of what to come as well. So I guess we can start with Venom.
Yes. Hold for a brief moment, please.
No problem.
All right, here we go.
Where you guys at? Okay, all right, never mind.
I say either. You gotta say either.
Know in the chat if you can hear this too, guys.
And I say neither, neither. Let's call the whole thing off. Ta-da! Catch up.
Excuse me.
Yummy.
So it's funny.
Good evening, Eddie.
Hey, Mrs. Chen.
Good evening, Venom.
Function hall, Mrs. Chen.
He says hi.
Hey, Mr. Star. Okay, cool.
I've been thinking about you, Eddie. Because you and I are the same. Every decision we ever make. Who do we leave behind? And how do we leave them? Waiting in the darkness for the rescuer who never comes. Welcome back, Eddie Brock. It's been a long time. Miss you so much.
So
soon come chaos. Chaos soon come.
Is the loneliest number that you ever do.
The chocolate delivery hasn't arrived yet.
No!
We had a deal.
What's gonna happen? You gonna stop protecting me?
I am happy to eat, Mrs. Chen.
No, you cannot eat, Mrs. Chen. What? Nothing?
okay.
Thank you, Movie Pop Up.
Okay.
Maybe I need to see another trailer.
Yeah. It's
Maybe I
okay.
need to see another one.
It's cool.
It's all right.
I'm gonna see it, so I mean.
Yeah, I'm gonna see it too.
Well, all right. Well, before we dive into that, what do y'all think of the first movie, real quick? Did y'all like the first movie? Was it a rewatch for y'all?
Yeah, it was cool. It was all right. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, for me.
It was cool. I like Tom Hardy, so
I like Tom Hardy too.
A lot.
What's your saying, DJ Prodigy? It's a popcorn movie. It's a popcorn.
It's a popcorn movie.
It's a popcorn.
And
I did like it. I watched.
I liked it.
I've probably seen it about 4 times because Savannah actually likes it. My daughter. So we watched it a few times since.
Okay.
I haven't seen it in a while though. But this movie, the trailer feels just like the first one almost, just with Carnage in it pretty much. It seems like they stand on the same buddy pal thing that or odd couple feel that those two got with each other.
That's a good way to put it.
And now they're you're not waiting for you're not watching the origin story no more. They actually probably been together for a couple months now and all that type of stuff.
Right, and they've learned to live with each other, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think what I've researched so far, I wanted to know, I watched another trailer, breakdown of the trailer. Carnage is definitely one of the evilest villains in Marvel history. So if it's rated R, I don't think what did it say it was rated R?
It didn't.
PG-13.
I don't think it said. I hope it's not PG-13.
Because
but
if it's rated R, like Carnage kills kids in the comics. Like that's how evil he is. He's just a crazy guy. And Eddie Brock gets locked up next to him, and a piece of Venom somehow gets off of him and gets on the guy that becomes Carnage. So I got his actual name. Let me see if I can find it real quick. And that's how Carnage becomes, because it's pretty much Venom with this crazy guy, and you're enhanced more by the person that they host. So since this guy's already crazy, he's already doing a whole bunch of pretty much a serial killer. It just his name is C. Cletus Cassidy, and that's who Woody Harris is playing.
Okay.
So that's how the character comes. So if it's rated R, I think it could be good, but it ain't gonna be easy to stop this guy. Plus, it's another character in the movie too, Naomi Harris.
Oh,
she's the actress that was in
the black actress.
Yes, black actress. She was in Miami
007?
Vice. She was in 007. She was in Miami Vice. She was playing
in, the latest Tyrese movie.
Well, she was the chick. That's somebody's daughter. That's somebody's
Yes,
she was in
right.
27. She was in some zombie movie. I forgot. She was in a zombie movie.
She was also she was the witch from
Yes.
Pirates
in the Caribbean. Yep.
Yes, she's playing Frances Barrison, or AKA Streak. So she has powers where with her mouth, she can make these sonic booms that can blow up stuff if she yells real loud, and it's real powerful. And she becomes the love interest in the comics of Carnage. Not the symbiote part of him, but the real human part of him. But they're both. So he's going to have to deal with both of these two in this movie. So what the trailer, like Stephanie said, I get, or Movie Papa said, I get, maybe we need to see another one, but I think it's going to be some carnage. I think it's going to, with them two out, and especially as bad as he is already, it should be pretty, I think it's going to be pretty good. And then you might get some Morbius stuff pop in there maybe. You never know, you could get a Spider-Man tie-in somewhere that we're hoping, but that's what the guy was saying in the breakdown too, which I hope so too, but I guess we'll see. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. After watching the trailer, I forgot all about this franchise, to be honest with you.
Yeah, was this something that was delayed? Was this delayed?
Yes, it was supposed to come out last year on the October 2020 is when it was supposed to come out. So now it's not coming out in September.
Got it. Okay.
I can't see if it is rated R, but it does says that it is action and horror and sci-fi. So it doesn't show if it is
What's up, Jay?
It doesn't show if it's rated R, but it's coming out September the 24th, 2001. And on the trailer it says it's only coming to theaters. So
right. And I like that they're doing that now. Letting people know. Letting people know we're not streaming. This is going to be in theaters. Yeah.
Well, what else have they been streaming? They haven't been streaming only.
Yeah, I watched it. They haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, but like other movies, they've been saying, well, this will be on HBO and streaming, like Mortal Kombat. And I think The Quiet Place might be that dual I'm not 100%. That would be
Mr. Nobody was just in the movie theaters to start.
Right.
I think you can stream it now, but not in the first couple weeks. They made it strictly the movie theater, and I'm not sure about Black. I think you can. Black Widow, I think the same thing. I think Black Widow is going to be movie theater. I think the movie theater and Disney Plus though, but you still have to pay for it.
Yeah, I'd rather go to the movie.
Oh, it's going to be like
okay. It's going to be like
Mulan.
Yeah,
watching that. Well, no, I said
like Mulan.
Watch it. So I did enjoy no, I want to go see. Was it Wrath of Man?
Yeah, I think that's in theaters. I don't know if that's streaming.
I think it's in theaters now. I was thinking about going tonight or maybe to one of this week. During the week.
Yeah, Wrath of Man is interesting to me too. I haven't seen that when Eddie is shown walking into a convenience store. Yeah, Stanley's face was on the yeah. What's going on, Diva?
The cover magazine. I like that. Okay, I'm at the look.
No, I didn't see that. I didn't see it. So what? So what we showed, what we discussed right before you came in, we showed the trailer. So this was my first time watching the trailer.
Same here.
Yeah. So
yeah, we showed the trailer, Diva, for Let There Be Carnage, the Venom, and we just been talking about our thoughts on that trailer. J Flick's been giving us some Easter eggs. Oh, okay, J Flicks. I had to look for that one. Excited about this movie. Yeah, J Flicks. He definitely is excited for this one. I didn't see that one. I did see the other one. Yeah, Diva. It's a pretty good trailer to me. I definitely would like to see what more trailers they do. J Flicks was the first one rated R. Let me see. Okay.
No, that was PG-13 because they were biting off heads with no blood. Biting off heads with no blood. That's PG-13.
This was Lost to Nightmare.
Yeah, this one would probably be PG-13 too. Then.
So if they're doing Easter eggs like that, to what J Flick said about the this headline right here in this newspaper, I wonder are they going to do a crossover somehow with Spider-Man? Because isn't this Venom is not a part of Disney?
It's not. No, because this is in association with Marvel. And Sony still owns the rights to Venom and Carnage, but Marvel now owns the rights to Spider-Man fully, but they don't own the rights to Carnage and Venom. So unless they come up with an agreement to bring them to bring Spider-Man into that world, it's not, and they're not going to be able to do it.
Okay.
So they can have like in the trailer they showed Carnage smashing a spider in the jail cell.
I saw that.
So, but
and it did look like one of those.
Yeah, and they can take the Daily Bugle. They still got the Daily Bugle in there too, because that's still all of the same. It's in the same world. It's just not in the Marvel that we know now world.
So I guess you could say technically Venom is in San Francisco and Spider-Man is in New York. So therefore, they're not related.
No, no.
Okay.
No.
You didn't hear
what? Oh, what you say? They related, right?
No, I was just saying to your point that Sony owns Venom and Marvel or Disney owns Spider-Man, and the setting for Venom is in San Francisco, and the setting for Spider-Man is in New York. So
yeah, that confused so many people in the beginning because they thought it was going to be. They didn't understand that, but that's why they did that.
Yeah, Mr. Star, it is a good movie. The first one came out a couple of years ago. I mean, it's cool to watch. Just say that you watched it and be a part of the what I want to say. It's cool to watch. Let me just say that.
Okay. James said Nightmare had been rumored as a possible player in Doctor Strange multiverse.
Okay, so and then it was in the paper.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because they were saying Nightmare. They were thinking that Nightmare was going to be a part of WandaVision.
And he said that's the crossover. Okay.
Okay.
I want to see how all that comes to fruition because I think Far From Home, no, Never Go Home, or Home Is Where the Heart Is. I think that comes out in December.
Yeah, the new Spider-Man will be out this week. Yeah.
Yeah. So then the Spider-Man will come out then. So I don't know if they always planned like that. Venom will come out first, and then Spider-Man, and then next year is Doctor Strange. I don't know if they. I'm pretty sure they had to
about Doctor Strange. I don't know what to expect. I don't know nothing about him, but I mean, I think as an actor.
The new Loki movie that's coming out is going to have some stuff to do with that too.
That starts in June.
A TV show.
Yeah, and that starts in June, and it comes on Wednesdays.
And my daughter has no interest in it at all because she don't really care about Loki. So.
Loki.
I like Loki. I'm excited to see it. The trailers looks good.
Yeah, but I get it from a kid's point of view. A lot of kids probably don't care about Loki.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
as a main character to watch, he's not like a main Avenger, and he's a bad guy. So it's like
he's awesome though. He's a bad guy. I like to bow to me. Okay.
I like him. I like the dynamic between him and Thor. I like how they bounce off each other. I like that.
Okay, guys. So
yeah.
Can you put a 1 in the chat if you're interested in the new Venom 2 movie, or put a 2 if you're not, and then we will move on to the next trailer. Diva says she's interested. J Flix is interested.
J Flix is interested. And Miss Tiff Star.
Be right back. We're gonna say she's interested.
I was gonna give her something.
Miss Tiff Star, the DJ.
All right, so we're gonna move on to what Teresa's favorite topic, and I'm definitely not gonna watch it. Spiral.
Stephanie's gonna watch it because we're separate. We're celebrating Black History all year long, and that's why Stephanie's movie pop-up's gonna watch it.
No. I pass. All right. It has Chris Rock in it, and it has Samuel L. Jackson. So, SeenIt. Can you explain to me? Well, do you want to watch the trailer first, or do you want to explain to me how is this related to Saw?
Okay, I'm so glad that you have asked that. I do want to talk about how Saw began with Lee Winnell and James Wan, and just how the whole premise started. So it was so they were actually in film school together, and James Wan wanted to be a director. Lee Winnell was like, I want to direct, act, do all this stuff. So if you direct, I can act in your movie. So James Wan came to him saying, hey, these two guys, they are trapped in a room and they're handcuffed to pipes, and they don't know why. There's another guy in the room. He's dead. He has a tape recorder, and then they both got tapes on them. Then throughout the movie, you're cutting back and forth to who you think is the villain. And at the end, the guy in the middle gets up and walks away because he was the killer. And he actually went out to write the script. So he had to figure out, why are these people handcuffed? Who put them there? What lesson are they going to be learning? And so he had to write the script. And he was thinking maybe if somebody was on their deathbed and they want revenge on people, they want people to open up their eyes to life, and so this person trying to teach them a lesson. So that's how it happened, and it took them 9 months to write the script. And so what they did was they shot like a treatment on a DVD, sent it to California, and some folks were interested and was like, yeah, we'll put up money for this, but not a lot of money. And it was $1 million. They shot the movie in 18 days. 6 days were all.
They didn't have really. They was pretty much in one location, right?
They were in one location the whole time. It was one building.
Yeah.
And yeah, so they shot everything there. So that's why throughout the whole movie, I don't know if you noticed, but everything looks like it's in a dingy building. But they just did set dressing. So we're in bedrooms. That's because they brought in the furniture for a bedroom. The part where the guy is on the wires in the basement, that's the basement of the place where they were. And it was like really low to the ground. And they were saying people kept hitting their heads on top. And then Danny Glover was tall, so you always had to like crouch down. So that was one scene. The scene where they're driving, that's them in a black room. And then they have people moving the car in the back. And white light underneath to make it look like it's like headlights from others. And then they have somebody running back and forth to make it look like it's street lights. So that's how they did the car scene. So with the bathroom scene, that was shot in 6 days in chronological order. And movies aren't always shot that way. So they did that. and then they like did the rest of the movie, but they had 18 days. So like after each
So
night,
they was given 18 days to do it, or it just so happened that they filmed it in 18 days?
they were given a short amount of time, 18 days, because they wanted to submit it to Sundance. So they had a tight timeline. And it's like, so the movie studio put them up in an apartment while they were there, Lee Winnell. But it was like everybody was in an apartment. It had 2 bedrooms. They were editing the daggone movie in one of the bedrooms at night. So yeah, so they worked really hard on that, and $1 million to film it, and they grossed that opening weekend $103 million. So they made all of that money back. So it was really cool to see how they did that, and how, I don't know if you noticed this, but they don't show the scenes. Everything is done by the reaction of the actors. So you don't see him saw off his foot. You see the one guy, what are you doing? And then Carrie Elways is like biting the t-shirt, but you don't see it. Then they talked about like how they had just like a tube of blood or something on a dull saw to make it look like blood was coming out.
Wow.
And then so there was a part where they didn't have enough footage when they were editing. So you might see pictures to make up for time, like pictures of Carrie Elways walking or pictures of an abandoned building. You'll just see pictures in a scene, and that's because they're trying to make up time to set the scene. So they're putting up all these pictures. So because that was something they're doing anyway, because Lee Winnell's character was a photographer, so they had all these pictures, and so that's what they used to fill up the scene. And then after everything had wrapped up, and they were like, shoot, we need more scenes. Lee Winnell was the cop, Ken, who died from the shotgun. Mm-hmm. That's Lee Winnell falling, because it's like, we need something more. So that's him doing that. And then when Daniel Glover and the guy Ken, they're going into the building, that's Lee Winnell going into the building, but you don't see the top part of him, just because they had to do reshoots, but they didn't call anybody in. So they were just standing in themselves and just shooting it. So wow. It just shows me, I mean, I got to respect their hustle, because they were on a budget. They were trying to make Sundance. They were picked up. So, and it was just, I like to see when filmmakers are that creative when making a movie.
So, Danny Glover was in it, right? And the budget was
2 days. He was there for 2 days. They shot everything with him.
How much? What was his fee? Because I would imagine he's $1 million actor.
Big actor. 2 days. And then Tobin, I don't know if his name is Tobin Bell, but Tobin, he had to lay on the ground. So that's him, not a dummy or anything, because dummies cost too much money. It's less money to pay an actor to just lay on the ground for 2 days or 6 days, the amount of time they were in the bathroom, than it is to get a dummy. They were on a budget. They had coupons. I don't know, but they made it work. Yeah.
So I guess whoever this group is, people should be more resourceful like them, or get them to.
You get
they made what, 8 movies?
Yeah.
But yeah, from the just the hype from it, it kept going. Yeah. So people just capitalize off of that.
What's going on, 99?
Domestically, so far, year to date or whatever, of his lifetime, $56 million domestically. Internationally, $47 million. Which comes to $103 million.
Off of $1 million budget.
Off of $1 million. Yeah,
like Jay Flick said,
and it was an hour and 43 minutes long.
And so, and another thing is, when they tried to since they couldn't go back and reshoot, if they had like a bad shot, they would shake the camera or something like that. So you'll see a lot of shaky movements in the camera, like when the guy's in the basement and crawling, and even when they're driving, to make it go like this, going towards the driver. They're trying to cover up bad shots.
Smart, resourceful, very resourceful.
Yeah.
All right. So, how does this relate to Spiral?
I don't know, but I'm curious to see.
I was going to ask, real quick, can you do a 1 minute breakdown of why Saw is what the I guess the main plot of Saw in like a minute?
Oh, the main plot is of the original Saw. It's
yes.
Is this the one with the doctor?
Yeah, he's a so not Jigsaw, but Kramer. He was a civil engineer who had cancer, and he was going to commit suicide. The plot gets so convoluted. Saws down. I'm not going to get into that, but the original reason was because he was going to die, and he was, I guess he just wanted people to appreciate life. For the woman who was in the trap like this, she was a drug addict. The guy who was in the basement that was crawling, he would like slit his wrist every day. He wanted people to appreciate life, and so he wanted them to fight for their life so that they would appreciate the gift of life more. That was the premise of it. So
how do you capture these people? Women. How did he capture these people? And women. If I remember correctly, I do believe he had an accomplice.
Well, later.
Oh, that's later. So that's one. Okay. So that's what I guess I don't remember seeing. I guess I don't remember seeing Saw 1.
Okay.
Saw 1 was the only one I've seen.
Yeah, and the thing is,
there was a doctor, and they.
What's the second one where she's like she has to operate, or the third one? She has to operate on
family, and she was cheating on her husband, and her husband was a cop.
This is the thing. In the third one, you have the accomplice, the woman from the first one, Shawnee Smith, who was a drug addict. You find out that she's an accomplice in the third one, and that's with the doctor saving him. And it's just like your husband's cheating on you. It was a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's what I heard. It was a lot of wild stuff in it. So that's why I just want. I heard it was a lot of. I Wikipedia the whole series.
Yeah,
and I watched. Why are you laughing? Movie pop up. That's messed up. And I watched a video on the whole series. So
it was
I didn't want to watch it either.
It's too much. And then because you find out it's just so many accomplices, then it's like, oh, well, he actually started this many years ago. Then it's too much.
All
so
right, we'll get to the trailer.
That's how he got it. So with the new one, based upon the treatment that Chris Rock gave, saying that he wanted to do this movie, which by the way, he said he wanted to do it because he wanted to play a police officer. Yeah, so 3. He wanted to play a police officer because all comedians play police officers. Chris Rock in Rush Hour. So that's why Chris Rock said he wanted to do it. And he also wanted to do a horror movie. I think he'd be good in this because he's a great dramatic actor. I say that from Fargo. So I am looking forward to that. So this treatment and everything is based upon his ideas. So he wrote the script. It was adapted by 2 other writers.
Chris Tucker, yeah.
So what did I say? Chris Rock in Rush Hour? Oh, my bad. So Chris Tucker. So some other script writers adapted the screenplay that he wrote. And so that's what we'll see in Spiral. So it's basically a copycat killer who is targeting police officers.
Okay.
So that's all that I know. It could be more than that, but that's it. And Samuel Jackson is in it.
Here we go.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I was trying to prime it up, get it up.
Oh,
and I saw was Saw 3. I went to the movies on a date to see that.
And Saw 3, the doctor one.
It was a bad experience for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They said copycat in the trailer. It might not be a copycat though.
All right, here we go, guys.
This package just came in.
Get everybody out of here. Play me.
Hello, Detective Banks. Do you know where your officers are?
Jigsaw?
Wait, I thought the Jigsaw killer was dead.
He is.
Find him. They're hours, not days.
How can I catch this guy? If there's nobody on the force, I can bust!
You can't do this alone.
Whoever did this has another motive. Something personal.
When was the last time you saw your father?
Oh, his father.
Jigsaw copycat.
This is gonna go sideways fast.
I'm a next man like a spiral.
All available units, officer down.
That was just a diversion to get us out of the precinct. I need everyone on this case. He could be anywhere. He could be anyone. We're gonna tear this city apart.
I'm a next man like a spiral.
Hello, Detective Banks. When was the last time you saw your father?
Mother. I'm excited for it. It looks like a whodunit. And yeah, Samuel Jackson gonna say MF all through it. I know it. He did it all. He almost did it.
Shit. Jay Flick said movie pop-up looks scared already.
No, it's I'll pass.
So we're gonna all see it as a group, and
who?
Stephanie and I will be out in the concessions while Teresa's watching it.
Oh, now all of a sudden, now all of a sudden you're not gonna watch it. Why are you trying to?
Well, I gotta make sure you're okay when you go to the concession stand.
Oh, hold on. Can I time out? This is a whodunit. We like mysteries. Look at me like it could be anyone, at any time, at any place. Whodunit. This is Knobs Out.
This a whodunit.
This is whodunit.
Oh, so this is just like any regular whodunit movie that we've seen?
It's a regular whodunit. Like, who is the killer? Is it Samuel Jackson? Is it the Milo Valentoya? I mean, who is it? Mila Valentoya is his partner. So
I'm not a big scary movie fan either. I don't mind movies with like aliens, gore, and all that type of stuff. It's something about just regular old.
This is just too realistic to me.
Yeah, it's a realistic.
I try to change up my routine as much as possible because look, I'm that type of person to be like, oh, somebody's sitting here watching me, and they're gonna kidnap me, and none of y'all gonna know because y'all ain't gonna be here for me.
I don't know about that, 9-iron.
It's Chris Rock. Oh, maybe he is. Wait a second. It's no, because he's Samuel Jackson's kid.
He said Samuel Jackson was his father.
Yeah. So maybe Samuel Jackson was Danny Glover's partner.
It could be something like that.
Ipso facto, Samuel Jackson.
But you saw at the end he was captured too, though.
Oh, never. He has an accomplice. I don't know. I just made this way too complicated.
But didn't Jigsaw capture himself as well too? Didn't he
He did because he was on the floor.
Yeah. I remember that. I think I did see Saw 1. I do remember. And then at the end, he just walked out.
That was the most interesting part. I was just like, the whole time. Slick. That's so slick. Okay. So yeah, it's a murder mystery.
Put a 1 in the chat, y'all, if you guys are interested. I can't find my 1 button, so I guess I can't do nothing.
Boo.
I'm interested to watch on Wikipedia plot on Wikipedia.
Game over. And he closed the door. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun.
But you know what? See, I thought you didn't like scary movies like this.
This is a murder mystery. This isn't Hostel or all these chop them up.
This is like Hostel.
That is like Hostel.
Hostel. I ain't watching.
This is not like Hostel. See, I don't like all the Saws. I like the first one. They started to get too much with all the how they slice it.
Because they wanted to make they wanted to make that exactly. They wanted to make it as worse and thrilling and whatever, as gory as they could.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. So it's a murder mystery. It's good.
Okay. All right. So we're SeenIt will do her personal review of this movie with the rest of us as we listen.
Well, technically, actually, we do have a segment, which we have not done in a very long time. We do have a segment of SeenIt trying to convince me to watch a scary movie. So therefore,
this would be a good one.
This would be a good one. But I'm still not going to watch it. But you can do your best.
I'll convince you. It's awesome. I don't know about it yet, but I know it's awesome.
No, you have to see it first and then tell me about it.
I will tell you all about it, and I'll make us some stuff up. What?
Hostel is more realistic than Saw?
Yeah, being kidnapped and being tortured. Yeah. But I mean, you just want to get some trap on your, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess being kidnapped and tortured. Yeah, that's
Hostel is more realistic. You go into a foreign land and you see some broads who trying to take you to a special place, get a massage, and then they take you to the dungeon.
A massage?
That's what they call it in Holland or wherever they were.
Oh man,
the Netherlands, Amsterdam.
I don't want that type of massage. I'm good.
No, yeah. So, yeah, I can't get down with Hostel.
All right.
Really? Okay. That's news to me, but okay. All right. So for me, it is a no.
Okay.
All right. So, Prodigy, what you got for us next?
All right. So we're going to close out by talking about the Prime series called Invincible. We're not going to dive deeply into it. It might save that for another stream, but I did want to touch base on it since it's been out for a while. I know Diva's watched this. Because Diva, I actually found out about this through Diva on her stream. I think when she was talking about episode 2.
Oh, she's not done watching it?
Okay.
What?
So, like
You're
I said,
not done watching it, girlfriend.
Yeah, Diva, I thought you were done.
Friday morning, like before I go to work. Let me watch.
So let's not talk about
they made no, that's fine. We'll wait, but they made me go into it. They made me watch it the second day after because everybody was spoiling it on. I was like, oh shoot.
Look, I'm busy, and I get that. Like I've been
Diva, I know.
No, it was so
Jay Flix is not done either.
I will be right there on my phone.
Can we get an idea of like what episode y'all are on? Because I think it's only like 8 or 9 episodes.
Yeah, it's like 8 episodes.
I think.
I don't want to go too deep if we're talking. I just don't want to talk about.
Diva, you know what episode you're on? And Jay Flix, you know what episode you're on?
Or like, I don't even want to say what's going on that episode.
Well, okay.
Okay, so we know that
okay, she's on 3.
Okay, so pretty much we can just talk about him getting his power.
Yeah, 9 roughly around 7 o'clock every Tuesday.
All right, so if we're talking about, then we know the son got the power, and the son likes Yaya Beats. All right, I think that's where we got it. All
right. So overall, you guys should finish it. It was worth it. It was. I watched it with Janine, and the first episode it was just like, what is whatever. But of course, as everybody in the chat knows, the very end was like, what just happened?
I'm not gonna say that. I'm just gonna say,
oh my god,
I'm not doing that.
After that, it was like, okay, I gotta keep. I want to see what's going to happen,
right? And
then it just makes you want to know what happened with the family, the rest of the series, and and then like movie pop up and Cena said at the end it was like, yeah, I gotta watch this now.
Yeah.
So
definitely. All right, 9 be safe, 9. Just get well. Thank you for the bits. I'll put them in my pocket.
Check it out and definitely
appreciate those bits.
Let us know what you think about it. Drop it back in because that to me, Invincible. I did not expect that, but it was really good.
I enjoyed it, and I think part of it was like they had like the Walking Dead team on there. You had
Kirkman.
You had you had Kirkman, and then you had some of the players from Walking Dead playing, voicing these characters.
I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know it was him.
Yeah. And that made me a little bit more intrigued because I like those actors and they just played the hell out of those characters. So
did you hear
I
Seth
like
Rogen?
that. Seth Rogen, yeah, is the one-eyed guy, and then
the one-eyed alien that was on the planet that was flying to the planet. That was Seth Rogen.
He was like, "Oh my bad, son." Yeah. So I mean, I thought it was funny. A lot of parts, a lot of quotes.
The father is played by the Daily Bugle guy in Spider-Man.
JJ Jameson.
Yeah.
From Spider-Man.
What's the commercial?
And the State Farm commercial.
State Farm. His voice is very prominent. You know, I like the farmer.
Farmers.
Yeah, farmers. Yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah, I didn't even catch on to him being the voice of it until I found out later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to look it up. I couldn't identify his voice. I knew I had heard it before, but I just couldn't identify it. And then when I looked it up, I was like, "Oh wow!"
Yep.
I was really shocked. So.
Well, we're definitely, we can come back to this. That's not a problem. Hopefully you guys can catch up. Maybe we'll do this next week.
I want to show y'all my shirt real quick. There he is. Oh, all right.
I want to say I'm one more episode away from ending Raised by Wolves on HBO. Okay. I'm just going to say it's okay. It's not. It's not killing. I mean, I like the dude that did Aliens, Ripley, but this is not. Yeah, that's why I was interested. So,
not his best work, is it? So
no, it's not his best work. It's okay.
Is it Prometheus?
Prometheus?
No, it's not. That's what I thought it was going to be. It's a whole nother thing, but it's still with the world and futuristic type stuff. But it's just,
got it.
It's drawn out a little bit.
Okay.
And I know Janine wants to start Lovecraft Country. I think you guys already want that. So.
Yes, please. I want to talk about it.
Diva started her podcast when she first started streaming, talking about Lovecraft. So.
Oh my gosh, that show was so good. It was a different genre every week. Where we going to space? Where we going? Aliens?
I do want to watch it, but those pictures that I seen of I don't know, the
two
twins
girls
walking down the
Topsy.
I was done with that.
Oh my gosh, it wasn't that so scary? Tick tick tock tick tick. That's not what they said. It was like coming down the street. I forgot what the song was.
Stephanie, you didn't see the movie with the family that was the black family that had the girl in it from Black Panther. And it was with the sword. She had the scissors. She was trying to kill. It was like two of them.
No. This Is Us?
Yeah, you didn't see that?
Yeah.
This is us?
Really?
Not This Is Us.
This Is Us? There it is. Type. Yeah, that's what it is.
Diva.
I was like knocking down the street.
Where did you get that from? Where did you get that from?
I like it, though, Diva. I like that so much.
Where did you get that from? No, I do. I think it's
Us. It's called Us. It's just called Us.
Yeah, I have seen it.
Oh, Sega. I want to say not the Dark Knight. Not the
I got 5 on it.
Yeah, that movie. So you didn't watch it. You didn't see that stuff.
Us.
No, I did see it.
Okay, well then yeah, you should be able to handle Lovecraft then.
But I saw that with no.
Okay.
I thought we were supporting black businesses.
Sega the Black Knight. Yeah, you go.
Maybe SeenIt come over one day and she go watch it. But no, she'll probably make it worse.
Now look, Prime has another show on Prime that sort of looks a little wild and crazy with a family too.
Are you about to say Them? Because Them is not like that.
Oh, okay. You know what I'm talking about?
Them?
With the black family in it?
Them.
Okay. So you didn't like that?
It was cool.
But it's not that good.
I wouldn't say that it's not good. The acting is superb.
Is it a movie or a series?
It is a
TV show.
It is. Okay. It is a series. I think it's like 8 episodes. And the young lady who plays the mother in that was the hoochie mama from Girlfriend's Trip or Girls Trip. Girlfriend's Trip in New Orleans.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so she plays the mom in that. She is an amazing actor. It's a lot of, oh my gosh, yeah, it's just so many, makes you pissed. I mean, but I didn't know this, how White Compton was, and then Black Flame started to move in, but they talk about redlining.
Yeah, I've heard about that. I mean,
I would recommend watching it. So it's not scary? It'll upset you. Yeah.
It's not scary.
I mean, there were scary parts, but it's more. Ain't it's about a B? I mean, because you see all the racist things that people did.
The racist stuff.
When black families moved into these white neighborhoods, families wanted to move out. These white families are like, well, how can we get these black people out? How can we torture them to make them move? Sort of a thing. And it was.
Netflix said the undertones are ridiculous.
And it's sad. And it was sad. And then you want them to hurt the people, the neighbors who are causing all of this stress. So I will say that it is scary to live in that type of a stressful environment when you just wanted to move into a better place.
So wait a minute. So it's not like Saw the Conjuring scary.
No, there are some spiritual elements, but those are just like things that just happen to happen. The whole like concept or the focus of it is this black family moving into this white neighborhood, and the backlash that they receive. How the cops it's a lot of so you see how that is, and that got me.
You think it will be a season 2?
Would it be a season 2? I don't know. It might be. I don't know how they could, because then you could also think of, well, what does them mean? Is them the white people? Are them the other things that are messing with you mentally? So let me put it like that, because you have somebody who's gone off to war. You have a little girl who sees stuff that's in her book. Like, everyone has their issues, and so their issues come to the forefront. Whether it be I don't like my skin tone or whatever, issues come to the forefront. And that's what you see them dealing with, in addition to everything racial that they got to deal with. It's deep.
Okay.
Deep.
Okay.
I'll check it out.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I like that though. It'd be a view from another family, maybe at a different time. Racism still happening, but maybe it just be from I guess just a view from a different family. Who was them? Yeah.
Well, I started watching on Disney Plus The Bad Batch. It's 2 weeks been out so far. It comes out every Friday. It is it's a Star Wars cartoon anime. I don't know. I do. It's an animation. It's The Bad Batch, and it's actually really good. They are clone soldiers, but they are a bad batch of the clone soldiers.
Yeah, it's an animation.
They can pretty much make their own decisions, so they're defected. So it's actually really good. It literally picks up when in Clone Wars, Star Wars 2, Clone Wars, episode 2 or whatever, when Obi-Wan Kenobi killed General Grievous. Is it Grievous?
Yes, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah. It actually picks up right there, and then the Emperor says activate Rule 99, whatever it was, and then it shows where they're on a different planet, nowhere near the Emperor, not nowhere near Obi-Wan Kenobi, but they're on a different planet, and it shows that how the clone soldiers got their orders to activate whatever. Rule 99. I don't know. I'm making it up. But to activate, and how they started killing all of the Jedis. So it literally starts right there. Order 66. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, it is good. It's different.
Yeah, I'm gonna start watching.
I mean, DJ Prodigy, it gives you a feel of Rebels a little bit. It gives you a feel of Rebels.
At the end of the Clone Wars series, the last one that they just came out like 2 years ago, I think it was season 3. That whole series had showed how some of the clones, if you took the piece out, they would be fine. They can think on their own. So that's why when I found this was out, I was like, this is cool, because that's what they was talking about in that last series of Clone Wars. I think it was Akula. Oscar, I can't pronounce her name. The Jedi with the girl, female Jedi that was in
Osaka?
yeah, Osaka, yeah. I think Osaka was the one that did this to some of those guys too. I don't know if it's the same group that you're talking about, but it was something that she found that they helped her out, helped her escape because of she got that out of their heads, and they were able to think for their own. Because they were with her the whole time, like her boys.
Well, you are right. That they did. I mean, I didn't want to give too much in the explanation or whatever, but you are right. That's pretty much how it is.
So they do. Are they have her in this one in the beginning?
Well, it's only 2 weeks. I don't know how many episodes it's going to be. So the first episode is 114 minutes long, and the second episode is only like that's the first episode. The second episode is only like 20 or 25 minutes long.
Okay, so it's like a regular Clone Wars episode then.
Yeah,
that's how long they were. They were like
setting up the premise. The first episode they were setting up the premise of the show, and now it's just a continuation of it. So,
okay, I'm definitely gonna start watching it. Diva, Diva, are you watching it or not yet? I don't have anything else though, guys. So,
no, I'm good. I had my horror film.
You know what? Each week you can give us a history on a scary movie.
That's a good one. J Flicks, that's a good one. We can do that next week, guys.
I haven't watched it yet, so I'll watch it.
Yeah,
I don't watch it either. Do you want that to be? Well, we was discussing having a movie night on Friday. Do you want that to be our movie night?
Yeah, let that be the movie.
Because I'm not watching Saw.
Decide to. Okay. No, it's not on Amazon anyway.
I'm not watching Spiral.
All right, so then movie night on Friday. You guys got time?
You come to my house. We'll talk about it.
Yes, that out. Yeah. Okay.
We will put out some type of flyer for that and go that route.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, this was cool. Thank you guys for joining us and interacting with us. Appreciate it.
Everybody.
It's nice to have you guys talk to us in a week. I mean, us talking to ourselves. So yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, and then follow up and watch Division by Tom Clancy. Okay.
Yeah, I heard about Division too.
Right before we came on J Flicks. I haven't finished yet, but that's based off of a video game, right? Isn't Division Agent? Was it something Agent?
He's saying watch it after, but I already seen the first one, so I can watch that too.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So I need to watch. I need to wait.
See you, Diva. Diva, what time are you coming on tonight? There will be a.
Oh, what trivia are you doing?
She's doing tonight. She's talking about she said it earlier. Falcon. No, it's not Falcon. I think she did that last week.
She said 6:30. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, her time.
6:30 is what?
PST.
9:30. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Okay, guys.
I might not win, but I'll participate.
Y'all want me to just pick a raid? Because I already have one loaded up.
Yep.
Go for it.
We can go to DJ Prince Akeem in Atlanta. Pretty dope DJ.
Okay.
Yeah, she's gonna do Falcon tonight. Diva's doing Falcon tonight. So J Flicks, follow Diva 929 if you want.
Oh, I was out of town. I went out of town.
If you want to talk about Falcon tonight, J Flicks, follow Diva 929. She's dope. That's little sis. All right, so we're ready. DJ Prince
trivia. I'm still working on trivia too. We're gonna get that for us too.
Yeah, and I came in third in the Star Wars trivia last week. I was so upset.
You don't know it as much as you thought you did.
Nah, I won one though. I won one Star Wars.
But not that one.
Thank you, Steen. Appreciate that.
We should do a wire trivia, and Jamal can't play.
No, he can't. Yeah, we definitely should do that. All right, so we will give you guys information on the movie night for Friday later this week, and we will be back next week to talk about the Rainbow Six. Well, not Rainbow Six.
Who are these people?
I know who Rainbow Six is. It has to do with what you guys are about to watch on Friday.
Oh, snap! I got you.
And we would talk about Invincible too.
Okay.
Next week.
All right.
So, all right. Let me start this raid. Shut up, James. All right. So we got 4 people raiding, 5 people. We're gonna raid Prince Akeem. I'm gonna, I guess, see you guys maybe tomorrow. for Hippame, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Seen it.
All right.
You guys, where's the song?
Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew. Oh, same script, different cast.
That was it.
Body roll.
Body roll. That's your body roll. See, there you go. Hey, I don't know what a body roll is. I know nothing about body roll.
Did you do the raid already?
Yeah, I did it. It's going through.
Okay.
So all right, guys. I mean, let me go ahead and rate, and then we can log out. All right, you can end it.
Yep, it's good. I see that we're on Prince Akeem's joint right now.